Hello, 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 hello. A very good day to you. Thank you very much for joining me. Welcome to SFS Sahwira Financial Services, our payoff line driving business growth. My name is Dr. Charlie. I am your host and lead consultant right here at SFS. And welcome to SFS Insights. This is a program where we just pick different topic and then we look into it and share with you. Of course, as SFS, we are into business growth. We are into business growth. And as you can see on your slide there, we are highlighting 15 business growth dimensions. 15 business growth dimensions. So if you are out there, you are operating a business, we normally work with medium-sized enterprises, those that have 75 full-time employees and above. And we also very often work with small businesses, those that have between 31 to 75 full-time employees. But if you are passionate about professionalism and business growth, we can always work with you. We particularly interested with those entrepreneurs or those business persons who prioritize professionalism and they are passionate about growth. If those two benchmarks are there, we normally find that we can work together with you as we provide an array of professional business support services. So let me quickly look into what we want to share with you today. Like I've said, this is SFS Insights, and it is a program whereby we simply bring to you a particular topic of interest and then we dissect it, we look into it, and to go over again if ever you can forget. SFS is Sahwira Financial Services. We provide management consultant services and we are particularly interested in issues of growth. Of course, we do provide a number of other services, but we are mainly interested in growth. Why growth? Because we realize that after you start your business, the next thing is to grow. Now, it's not very easy to grow a business. Why? To start with, there is no guarantee for success in operating a business. All entrepreneurs agree. It's one thing to start a new venture, but it's another thing to manage and grow it. It's another thing to successfully manage on a day-to-day basis and to go on to grow it. Usually, you begin to realize that the skills that you used to start your business are not necessarily all the skills that are required to successfully manage it on a day to day. Neither are they all the skills and knowledge that is required to then grow it. And this is where we come in as SFS to provide you with professional expertise. We become your bouncing board where you can come and share your ideas, share your challenges, share your experiences as you are operating your business. And then we can come in and then also chip in. And the beauty about us as a consulting firm is we will never wrestle the business from you. It is your business. So we will never claim to then take the driving seat. No, we simply come and we help you to make the right decisions at the right time. So that's what we do. Now let us quickly go into our insights and then look at what is it that we want to share with you today. Okay, so today we want to look at the strategy, market intelligence, leadership dimension. But this is going to be in different pieces of videos because we don't want this video to be unnecessarily long. So it's going to be in a three-part video, okay? So this first part, we are going to look at strategy. And then in the next video, we'll look at market intelligence. The next video, we'll look at leadership. And then the next video, we then wrap it up as we integrate these three. But by way of introduction, our argument is that business growth does not only depend on strategy. Many business people will be happy to say, I have a strategy. At the end of the year, they then do a strategic review and then also come up with a strategic plan which will then guide them for the coming year. Others, they actually wait for the start of the year. Then, just as the year starts, that's when they do their strategic plan and they'll be reviewing the previous year and then they'll come up with strategies for the new year. Whichever way or whichever perspective you prefer is not an issue. But the whole idea is successful businesses are run based on strategic business plan, which is a function of strategic management. Now, to bring the argument again, that you have a strategic plan alone is not enough to successfully grow your business. You can't sit on your laurel and say, I have a strategic plan, so I need no to worry. My business is just going to grow. It doesn't work like that. Strategy is important. Yes, strategic planning is very important. But we are saying you also need another component, and this component is market intelligence. You need market intelligence and blend it with your strategy. Otherwise, to just have a strategic plan without market intelligence, you find that you will not easily grow your business as you would have. So you're going to require market intelligence to be integrated with your strategy. You are also going to require leadership because the strategic plan is there contained in that blueprint and you can put it there on top of your office desk or inside your drawer. That's the plan. But you're going to require the market intelligence. Why? Because our environment is dynamic. When you were doing your strategic plan, maybe it was in October, maybe it was in November, maybe it was in December or in January. But time moves. We do not continue to remain in November, in October, in December. A number of things would have changed from the time that you were doing your strategic planning and where we are now. And this is where the market intelligence comes into play because marketing intelligence is all about scanning, searching the business environment, scanning, searching the business environment, collecting data. And as you collect data, you then associate, connect, evaluate, make some judgments, and then review your strategic plan as you are implementing it on a day-to-day monitoring vis-a-vis the desired and the actual performance result. And then you notice the variance, the gap, and this is how you manage your business on a day-to-day, and this is how also you can grow it. So leadership is another component because take your strategic plan, give it to a different set of leaders, you are bound to get different results. Take a different CEO, a different marketing director, operations director, HR director, finance director, IT director. Even if they are not director, what we are saying is just come up with a brand new team of 7 leaders and give them the same strategic plan. You are going to see, or you are going to observe different results, which shows that business growth is not only dependent on strategy or marketing intelligence, but also on the type of leadership which is there, the metal, That's why there is a theory called strategic choice. Strategic choice. Another one is upper echelons. Upper echelon. It simply means that a business is a reflection of the character of its leaders. A business is a reflection of the character of its leaders. So, to successfully grow your business, you need strategy, you need marketing intelligence, and you need leadership. But these are not the only ones. But this is the first triad that I thought we should look into. Now, very quickly, strategy. This is recapturing to most of you guys. You are aware of what strategic planning steps involve, but I'm just going to quickly go through them. Obviously, you need to start by looking at your historical performance. You cannot craft a new strategy in the absence of your historical strategy. So, obviously, you need to reflect. Then you gather all the data in respect of your historical performance. Historical performance vis-a-vis all the functions of business. And you know the major functions of business, you have your marketing function, your operation function, your finance function, your production function, which is also operation. And then you also look at your ancillary, your human resources, your governance. So look at all these historically, even your risk, your stakeholder, your culture, your sustainability. We are talking of the ESG, the social environmental impact assessment. So what we are saying is historically, what is the data saying? Or what can you say about your historical performance? Then you put aside. And then once you do that, you then go on to the next stage and say, what is our current situation right now? Okay, this is our historical performance, which can be in the form of bank statements, financial statements, and other reports. But currently, what is our situation? When you ask this question, currently, what is our situation? You are then going to do a number of analysis. This would include, amongst others, the renowned pestle analysis. This whereby you're going to look at all the political factors, the economic factors, the social factors, the technological factors, the legal, and the ecological. And why do you do this pestle analysis? So that you can identify two things. Number one, threats that are emanating from the macro environment or external environment, and also so that you can identify opportunities. When we say opportunities, these are situations which present to you with favorable conditions for which you can exploit profitably. So once you are done, you then go to your industry analysis. Obviously, you want to understand the industry structure. Huh? Is it that concentrated, or is it dispersed? So you then do your industry analysis. What are the industry trends? Are there measures? Are there acquisitions? Is there a trend of folding up? Are there monopolies, oligopolies? So what we are saying is, do your industry analysis. And of course, you do your market analysis. Now, market analysis precisely is looking at your segmentation and your targeting and your positioning. The whole idea is you are asking the question, who is my customer? Or the products and services which I want to provide, to whom am I going to provide? So you have to do a market analysis. I don't have to go into detail because I don't want this video to be unnecessarily long. And then you are going to do your competition analysis. I know you are aware of issues like threat of a new entrant, threat of substitute goods, bargaining power or bargaining power of customers, of suppliers, and then rivalry among similar companies or sellers. So you do your competition analysis. And you are also going to do a stakeholder analysis. Who are my key stakeholders? Okay, high power, low power, high interest, low interest, is you analyze your stakeholders. Then you also need to analyze your own culture. And of course, the sustainability, you analyze the sustainability issues, okay, environmental social impact analysis, and of course, your SWOT, your strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats analysis. So when you do all this, you are answering the question, what is our current situation like? Moving on, how are we currently performing? How are we currently performing? You are now looking at your actual performance vis-a-vis the desired, and in between there is a performance gap. This is the actual, this is the desired, and there's the performance gap. And you also have a hindsight knowledge. Remember, you have got your previous historic performance in the last 2, 3, 5 years. So this hindsight knowledge will create very, very important database which will help you to plot a number of trends and also to do objective predictions. Because when you then do your forecasting, it must not be hallucinating. You can't just make some forecasts which are out of this world. They have to be realistic. And how are they realistic? You are also guided by your historical performance. So how are we currently performing? You then look at the performance gap there. Okay, moving on, you then ask, how can we perform much better? Because you have looked at your historical, you are now looking at where you are currently. So obviously the next question is, how can we perform much better? In other words, you now want to craft a new strategy for your business. You now want to set a new direction. In other words, where should we go from here? And this is what we are going to look into in our next in our next episode. Remember, I told you I don't want this video to be unnecessarily long. So thank you very much for watching. I really want to believe that you have benefited from this expose of strategy. And please, to get in touch with us, that is our email address there, Sahwira financial at sbgazim.com. Sahwira financial at sbgazim.com. You can also use a shorter one, sfs at sbgazim.com. sfs at sbgazim.com. And our mobile number +26371493408, +26371493408. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I want to believe you've benefited from this SFS insights. We are SFS, driving business growth. And thank you very much. Please share this video with your colleagues. Give me your feedback. I really value your feedback. And above all, click the subscriber button so that you become the first to get notified each time I release podcast like this. Please click the subscriber button so that you become the first to get notified. And I really value your feedback. Send those feedback to you. I'll definitely respond. Next week, we're going to look at the next question. How can we perform much better? In other words, where do we go from here in terms of our business? And the main topic is strategy, market intelligence, and leadership. These three can combine as a unique dimension to help you grow your business. Strategy alone cannot just do it. My name, Dr. Charlie, TSBD, the Small Business Doctor, and I'm the lead consultant here at SFS. Bye. See you in the next episode.